Precepts students, welcome to week 17. You've made it this far. Congratulations. We're almost done. You only have 7 more weeks left to go. You're doing a great job. I wish we could be together in person, but thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I hope it's helpful and you even have a little bit of fun today. We are going to open with a word of prayer and then get started on our poem. So you can go ahead and get out your primary journal and I will lead us in prayer. Dear Lord, thank you so much for this day. Thank you for each student watching this video. Lord, I pray that today the words of our mouths and the meditations of our hearts would be pleasing and acceptable in your sight, O Lord, our rock and our redeemer. I pray that we would learn to use words for your glory and for the good of those around us and for our good. Be glorified in this time. We commit it to you, Jesus. In your name we pray. Amen. Amen. Okay. Our poem today is called Smells. It is by Catherine Worth. Through all the frozen winter, my nose has grown most lonely for lovely, lovely colored smells that come in springtime only. The purple smell of lilacs, the yellow smell that blows across the air of meadows where bright forsythia grows. The tall pink smells of peach trees, the low white smells of clover, and everywhere the great green smell of grass, and the whole world over. This week we are talking about participle phrase as our grammar rule. What is a participle phrase? A participle phrase consists of a past or present participle and its modifiers. The whole phrase functions as an adjective. Okay, so that's a lot of words. What does it actually mean? We've been talking about prepositional phrases, where a phrase will start with one of your prepositions that you know from your preposition song. And then last week we talked about verb phrases that use the have been or will have been. So this week we are talking about participle phrase, which also is using a verb, but the verb is acting like an adjective, which is really tricky and really sneaky, but it's not that hard once you get the hang of it, okay? Let's look at some of these practice sentences, and let's see if you can get it. Following his nose, the beagle took off like a jackrabbit. What is the subject of our sentence here? Beagle. Okay, the who or what is the sentence about is the beagle. What did he do? This is our verb. He took off. Okay? So, we know that a phrase cannot stand by itself as its own sentence, okay? And we clearly have two parts to this sentence. We have following his nose, and we have the beagle took off like a jackrabbit. Which of these two parts of this sentence stands by itself? Following his nose or the beagle took off like a jackrabbit? Yes, the beagle took off like a jackrabbit. So we know that this is a phrase, okay? It cannot stand by itself. What kind of phrase is it? Is it a prepositional phrase? No, following is not a preposition. This is a participle phrase because this verb, following, which the verb form would be to follow, following his nose describes the beagle. The beagle is what? He is following his nose. Okay? This is describing beagle. This is your participle phrase. Let's look at the next one. The raccoons, warned by the rustling, took cover. Who or what is this sentence about? The raccoons, yes. The raccoons took cover is your full sentence here. Warned by the rustling. Which raccoons? Oh, the ones that were warned by the rustling. How do we know that's a participle phrase, though? Because to start off our phrase here, we have a verb, to warn. You know, you could use that in a sentence. I warned you not to do that. Warn is usually an action verb, but the action verb is dressing up as an adjective to describe raccoons. Which raccoons? The ones that were warned by the rustling. All right, let's do this one. Scared of the dark. Casey did not want to get out of bed. Who or what is the sentence about? Casey. Okay, Casey did not want to get out of bed is a sentence that stands all on its own. But this phrase, scared of the dark, is describing somebody. Who is scared of the dark? Casey. Is to scare a verb? Yes. The spider scared me. That would be scared as an action verb. But right now, scared is not being used as a verb. It's being used as an adjective because it's describing Casey. Casey is what? She's scared of the dark. Okay? So that is what a participle phrase is. It consists of a past or present participle and its modifiers. The whole phrase functions as an adjective. Woo, good job. That was a lot. Okay, good job on your grammar rules. I know that that's a lot of information. Please let me know if you have any questions. And we'll go ahead and get started on our spelling. Oh, hey, what's going on?
It's Fred.
It's Fred? What does he want?
He said he wanted us to get some pizza.
Get some pizza? Okay, thank you, Mary. Let's see what Fred wants. Hey, Fred. What are you doing? Why are you calling me? What? Okay, wait. Slow down. Calm down. What's going on? You want to read a book about reeds, but you don't know where to get one. You want to read a book about reeds? Okay, well, just go to the library. See if they have one. Okay, thank you, Fred. Bye. Man, that Fred. He sure is crazy, huh?
Uh-huh.
Read a book about reeds. Let's see if we can figure out if read and read is the same. Let's see if we can help Fred out here. Reeds and reeds. He wants to read a book about reeds. Which one goes with which? You guys probably already know this. R-E-E-D. That, come here, you. That's this one. If you were to say, I want to read a book, your mama would say, no, wrong, or no, there aren't two E's in this kind of read. This kind of read takes two E's. And then R-E-A-D, Fred, you go right on ahead and R-E-A-D that book. Read a book about reeds and have fun while you do it. Thanks for calling, Fred. Okay, moving on to spelling. Our spelling words today are talking about oi, oi. We've got oi, oi, oi. O-I, which says oi, and O-Y, which says oi. On our Sound City last week, we put in a gas station, the Oi Oi Gas, to talk about oil. So those of you who weren't there, you'll be able to put those on when we meet together again in March. But let's go ahead and look here at what our little poem is for this week. Oi says oi. O-I says oi, and comes in the middle of words such as poisonous, poinsettia, or poinsettia, depending on how you say it. While oi, O-I, says oi at the end of words such as I enjoy being in his employ. Okay, so go ahead and number your papers from 1 to 14, and we will start practicing with these oi, oi words. Number 1, boiling. Boiling. Is the water boiling? Boiling. Number 2, royal. Royal. The crown shows that he is royal. Number 3, spoil. Don't leave the milk out or it will spoil. Number 4, noise. That banging is a terrible noise. Number 5, point. Point. It isn't polite to use your finger to point at other people. Point. Number 6, enjoy. I want you to take this ice cream cone and enjoy every bite. Enjoy. Number 7, joint. Joint. Do you ever hear a crack in the joint of your thumb? Joint. Number 8, voiced. Voiced. I voiced my concerns at the meeting. Voiced. Number 9, loyal. Loyal. A loyal friend sticks by your side. Loyal. Number 10, poisonous. Be careful of that snake. It is poisonous. Number 11, soiled. Soiled. Throw that diaper away. It has been soiled. Number 12, ointment. Ointment. Please put some ointment on the wound so it doesn't get infected. Ointment. Number 13, destroyed. Destroyed. The little boy destroyed the anthill by jumping on it. Destroyed. Number 14, employment. The man sought employment for a new job. Employment. Okay, good job, you guys. Check your work, see how you did, correct the ones that you misspelled. How'd you do with those words? Oi and oi is hard, isn't it? It makes the exact same sound, and sometimes it's OY and sometimes it's OI, and there's really no reason why one is one and one is the other. You just gotta learn these, you know? But good job. Way to not give up. Okay, you guys, time to pull out your IEW book. We are going to continue working on our papers about water. How did writing your paragraphs go, your body paragraphs? Did you get 2? Did you do even more than that? That would be crazy. We are going to work on this week writing your introduction and conclusion paragraphs. So you should have 4 paragraphs total. First, your introduction, body paragraph 1, topic 2, conclusion. Okay, these 2 should be written. We're just working on these this week. Okay, please turn to page 204. Okay, that is where we are going to be. We are talking about inventive writing, introduction, and conclusion. So how do you write an introduction? How do you write a conclusion based on your body paragraphs? Let's find out. Okay, please look at the top of your page and read along with me. Now that you have completed the body paragraphs, you are ready to add the introduction and conclusion. Look at the model below and notice the components that make up the introduction and conclusion. These 2 paragraphs are not about specific topics. Therefore, neither contain topic nor clincher sentences. Both paragraphs follow their own unique structure. So your introduction is going to have an attention getter, a background, and state the topics that you are going to discuss. Back when I was talking about if I were to write a paper, hydration and the beach. So it's somewhere in my introduction I would want to talk about hydration and the beach, just to give a little teaser to my reader that that's what I'm going to be talking about. Then you have your body paragraphs, and then you have your conclusion. Your conclusion is going to restate your topics to remind everybody, hey, by the way, I just told you about hydration and the beach, in case you forgot. And then you're going to say what's most significant and why, which one's the most important to you and why it's the most important to you. And then your last sentence is going to be used to write your title. Okay? So your job is to read the sample paragraphs on page 208. The introduction must get the reader's attention by enticing the readers to keep reading. Have you ever opened a book and you're like, this is super boring. I don't want to read this. Like, you don't want people to feel that way about your papers. Grab their attention. Get them interested. Okay, sorry, I lost my place. It also introduces the readers to the subject of the paper and states the topics. The conclusion reminds the readers of the topics and then indicates what is most important to you about the subject and why. The conclusion also brings finality to the paper. It's like, ta-da, I'm done now. It is important that the conclusion flows smoothly from the final body paragraph. Since you have just written the body paragraphs and the details about water are fresh on your mind, you will outline and write the conclusion before you go write your introduction. Isn't that so interesting? You think you would start your paper at the beginning of the paper, but actually you write your introduction at the end because you're able to look and see, what all did I write about? Okay, I'm going to tell everybody what I'm going to write about at the beginning. It's just an interesting way to do it. Okay, let's go look at page 205. We're going to start working on your conclusion. So to do your conclusion, you restate the topics. Write a sentence or 2 about each topic. Try to convey the main idea of each body paragraph. In other words, reword the topic sentences. So in my paragraph that I said I would write about hydration and the beach, right? So I would write one sentence in my conclusion paragraph about hydration is essential for the body to be able to function properly. Going to the beach is good for your mental, spiritual, and emotional health. Okay, that's 2 sentences restating what was in my body paragraph before. Then we're going to talk about most significant and why. What is the most important, most interesting, or most significant thing to remember about all that you wrote and why? You may choose one of your topics and tell why it is the most significant, or why you may choose something that tells the importance of the entire subject. Clean drinking water is important to me because I want to function well to serve my family. That could be the main point of my paper, and I could say that. Your final sentence, end with a sentence from which you created a title. Be sure that your paper sounds complete. That way people know they can start clapping. Okay, good job. You're done, clearly. Not like, is that it? Is he done? No, like, no. The end. Okay, so let's look here. Sample. Keyword outline for conclusion. Topic A, water, beach, surf. So the subject is water. The topic is beach. And he's talking about surfing at the beach. He's not talking about seashells at the beach or sharks at the beach. He's talking about surfing at the beach. Okay? Topic B is the subject is water. The next part, the other topic, the subject is water. The topic is squirt. And what is he talking about? Squirt? He's talking about fights, water fights. How fun. His most significant point is that water is crucial and essential for life. Why does he think that? Well, because water helps you have all kinds of play. It's important for the earth to function in all forms. It is necessary for life and for fun. Okay? So then from that keyword outline for your conclusion, you can go ahead and write your paragraph. You've just given yourself a roadmap, basically, of what you're going to say. All right, so let's turn to page 206. We're going to talk about the introduction. Writing your introduction, your attention getter. Start your introduction with a sentence that encourages your reader to continue reading. You can create 3 different attention getters. When you're done, choose the one you like best. So, first, you could ask yourself a question. Ask your reader a question. Why are people drawn to water? Get them thinking about that. So, write a question there that you think has something to do with your paper. If you were to start your paper with a question, what would it be? How long could you live without water? You could do something like that. All right, number 2, write a very short sentence. Their example, water mesmerizes. Ooh, tell me more. So write your own very short sentence that you might use in your introduction. Or number 3, you can state a famous quote or fact. And if you don't know one, you can always search the internet with your parents' permission for a quote about water. Apparently, Lauren Easley said, if there's magic on this planet, it is contained in water. Wow, what an inspiring quote. Okay, so in your introduction, you start with one of those 3 things: a question, a very short sentence, or a famous quote. Then you give some background. Tell your reader what the subject of the composition is about, but do not say anything like, this paper is going to be about water. Okay, boring. Don't tell us that. Tell us that without saying that. Simply make a general statement about the subject. Then provide background information you think would be interesting or important. The background information should flow into the introduction of the topics. Now your topics. Remember I said hydration, the beach. I'm going to mention those. 1 sentence about hydration, 1 sentence about the beach. End your introduction by listing the topics you wrote about in your body paragraphs. You can write a sentence about each topic or simply list the topics in 1 sentence. Okay? So then they give you a little keyword outline on page 207 for you to write your own attention getter, write your background, and then topic A and topic B to help keep you nice and organized, okay? Now on page 208, they give you a sample introduction and a sample conclusion. Let's go ahead and look at those, okay? In your introduction, at attention getter, right there is how they start their paper with a quote. If there is magic on the planet, it is contained in water, by Lauren Easley. Then they're going to give some background, okay? Why are they writing this paper? Rightly so. Water has been called the lifeblood of civilization by many because people cannot survive without it. Despite its life-sustaining nature, however, the magic of water is certainly more about its beauty and wonder. Sparkling rivers and lakes invite vacationers to their banks. In the Northern Sea, where temperatures drop for long seasons, towering, glistening glaciers captivate tourists who are on cruises. Here he introduces his topics. My favorite water, though, is in the form of foamy waves at the beach, upon which I can surf. When I cannot head to the beach, my friends and I enjoy playing with water and massive squirt gun fights. Water is refreshing and fun. So, in his introduction to his paper, you understand what he's going to be talking about. Oh, we're talking about water, and this is important to him, and he thinks it's really fun. Tell me more. Okay, we don't have his body paragraphs, but we do have his conclusion. So let's read that conclusion here. He's going to restate his topics. Nothing beats water for endless hours of fun in the sun. For example, the ocean is a watery playground for surfers like me. Its waves are alluring. Notice that very short sentence. At home on hot summer days, water from the faucet instantly becomes ammunition for squirt gun wars. There is no better way to cool off. While the most important thing about water is probably that it's crucial for life, I enjoy water because it is great for all kinds of play. Undeniably, water, which can be found in many forms, is a magical mixture of many things, such as necessity, fun, and beauty. Okay, so then he would take his last sentence there, which is quite long. Undeniably, water, which can be found in many forms, is a magical mixture of many things, such as necessity, fun, and beauty. And he can write his title from those words. Magical mixtures. Water, necessity, and fun. He can do all kinds of things with that. So if you have a really short sentence at the end, it's going to be hard to write your title from that, okay? So page 209 is where you can practice all your sentence openers. You have your prepositional opener, your ly adverb opener, your www.asia, and then your very short sentence opener. You have dress-ups that you can practice with. And then you have vocabulary words. Certainly, consequently, furthermore, and similarly. Excellent vocabulary words for you to include in your paper. So this week, write your introduction, write your conclusion, and then smush it all together. So introduction, topic A, topic B, conclusion. Okay, and that's your paper. Make sure you add all your dress-ups. You have a nice title up at the top that grabs your reader's attention. And of course, let me know if you have any questions. Oh, please try to use your vocabulary words also from last week and this week. That will help add some fresh dynamics and words to your paper. So I hope this is a really fun assignment for you, a little bit of break from Faces of History and all of the intensity of that. This week, you should have picked your person for Faces of History and put it on the Signal chat so we all know who you're doing. You should be gathering your resources, your sources. Remember, you're supposed to have 3. And then you can go ahead and start researching. Go ahead and start reading reading what your topics are going to be about. Go find information about that and start working on a keyword outline, okay? If you're lost and confused, how do I do that? I don't remember. I am making another video, okay? So you should be able to check it. I'm going to call it something about multiple references. So look on there for that. I'm going to show you what to do and how to fuse your outline together, but it will help you as you do your research, okay? So the water paper is supposed to be a good bit of fun, and I hope Faces of History is fun too. I just know it's a lot of work. But again, you do not want to be scrambling in April for this. So last but not least, I will say I put on the Signal chat different ways that you guys can be helping us get ready for our end of year banquet. So if you want to look at that list, have your mom show you or your dad show you, and you can see if there's something on there that you're like, I really like to be in charge of this or that, or I have ideas about this. Send them my way, put them on the chat. Let's get thinking about our end of year banquet, how to make it special, and make it themed with ancient times. So we can have a lot of fun with that. But anyways, thank you for your time, you guys. You're doing great. I've loved teaching you, and I look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks.